Welcome to Story Kids!
Welcome to our cozy Storytime channel. Let's start our magical bedtime story. Are you ready for an adventure?
Once upon a time in a faraway land, there was a little girl named Ellie who had a very unusual pet. Her pet was a tiny bluebird that could only chirp one note. But what the bird lacked in musical talent, it made up for in cuteness and companionship. Ellie loved her little friend very much, and they were inseparable. One day, Ellie and the bluebird were playing in the garden when they discovered a beautiful butterfly. Its wings were a kaleidoscope of colors, shimmering like 1,000 jewels. Ellie and the bluebird watched as the butterfly fluttered from flower to flower, sipping sweet nectar and leaving behind a trail of sparkling dust. "I wish I could catch that butterfly and keep its beauty forever," Ellie sighed. The bluebird chirped in agreement, flapping its wings furiously as if to say, "Don't worry, Ellie, I'll help you." And with that, the bird flew off into the distance. A few minutes later, it returned with a strange object in its beak. It was a small, smooth stone that looked like a polished gemstone. Ellie took the stone and rubbed it on her dress, and suddenly it began to glow with a soft, ethereal light. The bluebird chirped excitedly, hopping up and down on Ellie's finger. Then it did something unexpected. It pooped on the stone, and the glowing intensified, revealing a tiny inscription. "Whoever possesses this stone and recites these words shall have the power to capture the beauty of any living thing." Ellie's eyes widened in amazement. She looked at the bluebird, then at the glowing stone in her hand, and then back at the butterfly, which had landed on a nearby leaf. It was just out of reach, and Ellie could feel its delicate wings trembling as it prepared to fly away. Taking a deep breath, Ellie closed her eyes and recited the inscription on the stone. As she did, the air around her shimmered and a portal opened up, swirling with iridescent colors. Ellie gasped, but before she could react, the butterfly had flown through the portal and vanished. When the swirling stopped and the portal closed, Ellie found herself standing in a beautiful meadow filled with flowers that looked like stained glass windows, each one depicting a different scene from nature. There were butterflies and dragonflies flitting about, birds singing in the trees, and rabbits playing in the grass. And in the center of it all was a crystal clear lake surrounded by smooth, flat stones. Ellie approached the lake cautiously, half expecting it to be a mirage. But as she reached out to touch the water, she felt its coolness on her fingertips. With a smile, she sat down on a nearby stone and dipped her toes into the water. Suddenly, she heard a voice. "Welcome, Ellie, to the land of lost beauty." The voice belonged to a woman who emerged from behind a tree. She was tall and graceful with skin like alabaster and hair that flowed like a silver waterfall. "I am the dream painter, and you have entered my realm through the portal created by the shimmering stone. But how can I get home?" Ellie asked. The dream painter smiled sadly. "You cannot, Ellie. Once someone enters the land of lost beauty, they are trapped here forever. Ellie's heart sank. She had only wanted to capture the butterfly's beauty, not cause it to be trapped in a different dimension. But before she could apologize, the dream painter continued, "However, there is a way for you to return home. You must find the 7 shards of the broken mirror and use them to reflect the beauty that you have captured here." With that, the dream painter vanished, leaving Ellie alone in the land of lost beauty. Ellie sighed. She knew that returning home would be difficult, but she was determined to try. After all, she didn't want to be separated from her pet and her family and friends forever. And so she set off into the distance, hoping to find the shards of the broken mirror and free the butterfly and all the other beautiful creatures that had been captured in the land of lost beauty.
Thank you for watching, little dreamers. We hope you love the story as much as we loved sharing it with you. If you enjoyed the adventure, don't forget to give us a big thumbs up. Subscribe to our channel so you never miss a magical bedtime story. And leave a comment to tell us what your favorite part was. Sweet dreams, and we'll see you next time for another magical tale. Good night.